What's up, everyone? Back here at the shop. It's a day or so later. I'm gonna be working on those forks again. I'm freaking beat, so bear with me. I'm a little groggy and tired and cannot think. So we're gonna get the service truck, get it out, get things set up, get the forks set up, and start burning these things in. And then I brought down my last trailer load of stuff that I need to unload here. I'm gonna try and get that done today. Probably not do any organizing because I am tired. It's been a long several weeks, and then yesterday I needed a fun day to kind of take the edge off of feeling burnout, and it just made me that much more tired. So we were out riding some bikes and stuff, and got to ride my new to me what the hell, LTZ 400 quad. So that was a blast. And then my son got to ride the little 80 that I picked up at the swap meet a few weeks back. So it was a good day, hanging out with my buddy and my son, and barbecued and had a good time. But again, back to the grind. We got my wings here, trying to take flight and make some shit happen. So we'll get some things set up here, and we'll go to town. All right. I saved you guys the trouble of watching me struggle get things set up, because yesterday was rough, and I'm more tired today than I was the other day doing this. I think I just said yesterday, but I meant a few days ago when I was working on these. But I got everything set up, suitcase is hooked up, got the fork on my sawhorses, I've got my round stock cleaned up, polished up, whatever, got the mill scale and stuff off. The next steps here, I'm gonna get my brush burner going. After I tack this in place, I'm gonna tack it real good, and then we'll get the brush burner on it and get as much moisture out of the end of this fork, because this thing is thick. Somebody at some point, I can't remember, but and I believe this is 1-inch plate was added just to add an additional wearing surface, because this is the original base plate of this fork, and we have an additional 1-inch, and then that's just to help save the base plate of the fork, because right here is a seam where I believe at some point in the past I've sectioned in a new piece, because just like the bottom of this got wore out real bad, once they get into this, then you got to change this piece out every time, and it just adds to the time and labor and cost to rebuild these tips. So this one has this additional wear plate, which saves it. Obviously we got our AR 500 plate that should last way longer, but again, like I said before, the operators at these mills love to drag the tips of these forks on the ground, and it just grinds the living shit out of them. So all I can do is make it the best that I can, and it's kind of up to them to take care of them enough so they last. But again, they keep me employed, and I'm not complaining. I'm just kind of pointing out the obvious here and kind of giving some insight on to what we're doing and why we're doing it. So I'm gonna get this set up on a time lapse. Like I said, we'll get this round stock tacked in place. Once that's tacked, I'll heat everything up, draw out all the moisture, and then we'll start welding this out. And my goal today is both of these forks have tips and the AR plate on it, and I'll come back I think it'll be another week before I can get back here, because I got some other work going on other places. And we'll get these hard face. So hard face, we'll do like a grid pattern on the AR plate on the base, and then I always run a couple stringers on top, and then do like a radius on the round stock. So we'll get to that point here shortly, but for now, just gonna get you set up on the time lapse, and we'll start welding and doing what we need to do. So I got the tip, get some root passes in here. I have to slag those out real quick, but before I do that, I'm going to use my brush burner here and pull the moisture out. Bear with me. Okay. Well, I got my brush burner going. I'm going to run it on here. I already hit it a little bit, and you can kind of see how it's wet. That wasn't like that before. That's simply from just putting the heat to the watch. See how it's moving through there. That's water in the metal. When I go to weld on it, if I don't draw any of this moisture out, it'll be drawn to the heat of the weld, and then that'll create porosity and just a really weak weld overall. And I don't want these things ever coming apart. And I've never really had an issue with these things separating, other than them just being getting worn out from the operators dragging them on the ground. But you can even see there's puddling water pooling down there. Well, after hitting the struggle bus here with fighting my suitcase, I had previously had some 045 hardwire in here, and I changed the spool out, and when I change the spool out, I also have to change out my drive rolls or flip them, and my freaking the lock, or the hold down lock for the drive rolls, I forgot to lock one of them in, so the drive roll walked up a little bit and pinched my wire, and it just jammed it up inside of my liner. So I had to screw with that for a minute, but finally got a few passes on here. The thing's working good, but sometimes that's the battle of doing this, is sometimes your equipment likes to give you a hard time, but adapt and overcome is what I say, and we got it figured out, and we're off to the races now. So I'm gonna get this other side welded out, and then we'll slap the base plate on here and get that welded out, and we'll be able to jump on the next fork. And after that, we can start unloading our trailer and call it a day and get the heck out of here. So I've been having some issues here with my suitcase bird nesting the wire. Obviously, as you can tell, I got a nice little pile of wasted wire on the ground there. But where the drive rolls are in the feeder, sometimes the wire will jam itself, or if I strike an arc and it hangs up inside the feeder, it'll fold over, and every time I pull the trigger, the drive rolls go, and it just keeps feeding wire, and the wire starts going in a spiral and just turning into a clump of wire inside my suitcase. So I've been fighting that for a little bit, but hopefully I got it dialed in enough now that I shouldn't have any more issues, because it's really putting a damper on getting this done in a timely manner. But sometimes it's just how it goes. So we're making progress. Well, too many 2 hours later than this should have taken. Finally got one fork done. Base plates on, round stocks on, all welded out. So the only thing, after I get both of these welded out, then all we got to do is hard face the bottom of this. We'll do a couple stringers on here, And then also add some more on the top here, and then do like a little circle guy here, and then I also put some on the edge out here too. And we'll build up a little ramp where these ridges are here. They're kind of faint. These things are in pretty rough shape, almost to the point where they need a full rebuild, which is gonna entail quite a bit more, but we can get, I'd say probably another 3-4 change outs. What I mean by that is, you know, replacing the round stock and the wear pad at least 3 or 4 more times before we would be looking at doing a full rebuild. But that's down the road, and this customer has multiple sets of these SL forks, so it's going to take a little while, even in that four more rounds, that these could be rebuilt. So, or just a tip rebuild anyways. But man, fighting. Obviously you can see a bunch of wire down there, a bunch of wire over here. My freaking feeder kept bird nesting on me, fighting me, so that's why it took me longer than usual. But normally I can get in one, like a good solid like 12-15 hour day, I could from start to finish have these forks completely, have the tips cut, base plate cut off, new ones welded on, and hard face in like 15 hours. So, and that's two forks doing that. So I'm gonna get things moved and shuffled out of the way here, and get this other fork in here and get that done. I am cooked, and it's 3:45 on a Sunday, and I wanted to be gone by now. But finally, after fighting that freaking wire, or the suitcase, and it bird nesting on me, as you can see, I got a bunch of wasted wire on the ground. Not sure what the heck was going on. I've had some times in the past where that's happened, and it sucks even more when you're on a field job and trying to get the job done in a day, or whatever the circumstances may be. And yeah, just makes for an inconvenience. But again, you just gotta take it as it comes and push through and just make shit happen, get it done. That's exactly what I did here. So I'm gonna get all this mess wrapped up here and unload my trailer and go home and go to bed. Well, thanks for watching. And I'll see you on the next one when we get to hard facing these. All right, peace. Welcome back to BMHFAB, everyone. Today I'm finishing out, gonna be hard facing the tips on these LeTourneau forks. Okay, so what we're gonna be doing is, I'll do a little spiral guy, run a bead here, do a wedge, little ramp up here, maybe run a couple stringers across just to kind of help beef, not necessarily beef up, but just add some extra wear protection. This will be done on both sides, and then I'm gonna flip the fork over, and I'll do a grid pattern on the bottom here, and that'll kind of just help add some longevity to these forks. The log yard where these forks are ran is has an asphalt yard like this, and they end up dragging the tips of the fork on the ground as they're backing up with the machines, and over time it just kind of wears them out real quick. So what I'm putting on here is it's a Select Arc brand hard facing wire. It's supposed to be metal to earth, so it's the properties of the wire will help. It's supposed to help with these being drug on the asphalt, or the aggregate of the asphalt. So again, like I said before, sometimes we get 6 months out of these, and again, or we'll get like a year or more. They should last longer than that, but again, it's a operator thing. They shouldn't be dragging these on the ground, you know. But they do. I mean, it's whatever. You got to use the equipment however you got to get the job done, kind of deal. I get it, but yeah. Again, thanks everyone for watching what we're doing. Hopefully here soon we'll get into some less work-oriented projects and get into some more fun projects. I have a 97 F-150 with the small block, the 4.6 Triton V8 in it. I want to turn into a burnout truck. So keep an eye out for that video when that comes up, but we'll do a whole little build series on that. I got it stored out at a buddy's property, so it's probably getting buried in sticks and bushes and twigs. So we're gonna have to go out there, throw a battery in it. I think one of the tires is flat, and we'll get it down to the shop here, get it cleaned up, and do a couple little cheap mods and see if we go burn the rubber off the back end of that thing. So I'll see you guys on the next little stint here, and we'll go from there. Peace. As you can see here, that's kind of a little grid pattern. It's not perfectly laid out, super straight lines. It doesn't really matter. This is more of a function over form kind of thing. Definitely could be done way nicer, but this thing's going to get tore up and just needs to last. So this will add some added protection. So that's end result here. Like I said, do a little curly Q on the end right there. Get my little grid pattern there. Same thing, a little curly Q on the end there. And get the top, so. Hey everyone, welcome back to BMHFAB. We're down here to deliver these forks that I finished up. Got those all done. And then I'm gonna be picking up 2 more sets, just to kind of give you some real life perspective of how big these machines are. That right there is a LeTourneau SL machine, 2550. Well, that's just, no, that's their number. But anyways, that's what these go on. We got another set right there. Some more worn outs. Heck yeah. The claw. Give you some perspective how tall these tires are. I'm about 6 foot, and that thing's about 1.5 foot taller than me. But yeah, these unload can do a full log truck load of logs. They can definitely outwork any 988 wheel loader. I mean, even a 988 wheel loader ass end will come up off the ground with a whole log truck load of logs. These machines have a diesel over electric generator in them, and this is a 2-wheel drive machine, but they have an electric wheel motor that's behind that drive gear in the center wheel center there. I can get my finger pointed in the right direction, that guy. And it's pretty much all electric, and then anything else is either mechanical. There's gearboxes and things like that. Well, that's going to wrap up this week's video. Thanks again, everyone, for taking the time to watch our videos, subscribing to our channel. Again, we really appreciate the interaction. Feel free to like and comment any of our videos. I'll do my best to get back to you and answer any questions anybody may have. Keep an eye out for some future giveaways that I have planned to do. We'll be announcing those here soon, and I'll see you guys on the next one. See you then. Peace.